Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another live game commentary. Today we're playing Talon Jungle. Yes, we are, boys and girls. Talon Jungle. Now this is the third game I've played. I've tried to record. I'm pretty knackered, so if I make any dumb mistakes, it's because my brain's a little bit fizzled this game. Technical issues in both of the first two games, which really sucks because the last one was quite a good game. But whatever, here we are, boys and girls. We're at it again, and we're playing Talon Jungle. Yes, Talon Jungle may seem like a bit of a weird choice. Not really anything too meta, that is true. However, I think that Talon, when he was first reworked to the Assassin rework, people were considering him as a jungle option. They weren't too sold on him as a mid laner necessarily, so people were playing him in the jungle, and they said he wasn't too bad as a jungler. Now, he certainly works as a jungler. He can certainly do things if he wants to do them, but I don't think he's like necessarily top tier. If you pick Talon, it's not like an instant loss for your team or anything like that. He has weaknesses that will be exploited by strong meta junglers, but generally speaking, I think Talon jungle is fine. And with the new lethality buffs that have come out, and everyone's just running lethality nowadays, every role is running lethality pretty much. Talon jungle is now even stronger because he's one of the lethality abusers. I think as a mid laner, Talon is probably one of the... I've got these like bloody hiccups, man. As a mid laner, I think Talon is one of the strongest. And so because of lethality, for solo queue at least, and so I feel like, you know, let's bring him into the jungle, let's see what he can do. So runes and masteries, guys, lethality reds, armor yellows, whatever blues you want to run, either attack speed or AD quints. It's up to you. Attack speed is better clear speeds, AD is better ganks. And for your masteries, you want to go 12-18-0 with Thunderlords. Now you need to go 12-18-0 because you need the points into insight in the cunning tree. That's the points that gives you lethality and magic pen based off of your level, because that gives you 8.5 flat lethality. Then you get 14 lethality from your red runes. That in itself is a crap ton of lethality, and it just means that, you know, when you're stacking lethality, it's really, really nice. So we're against the Mumu this game, boys and girls. Mumu is not really someone I'm too afraid of, so I'm not really worried too much about going up against him and feeling like I'm going to get counter jungled or cheesed or anything like that. Like I did say that Talon is a bit weak against the meta junglers. That is mostly because he gets kind of low when he's clearing, as you can see here. So if you get low when you're clearing and you're against meta junglers, you'll probably get punished for it. But if you're against someone like a Mumu, who doesn't tend to be quite so aggressive in this stage of the game, you'll probably get away with it. And right here I'm going for the Scuttle Crab because this thing heals me up a little bit. Especially if you've got the machete, that gives you lifesteal against jungle monsters. So I'm going to be hitting this thing, getting a bit of health back, and then when it dies I get a little bit more as well. So here we go. I was on like 10% health and now I'm on half health. Maybe not 10%, but you know, I was on low health and now I'm on half health. Don't really want to gank with this health, but it depends. If LeBlanc can just like do the gank for me, I can certainly jump in and take over. But not going to be able to do anything really forced here. So we need the... Here we go. I was going to say, we need the LeBlanc to make the play happen. She can't really miss her chains though, but whatever. She's not going to listen to me on that one. I said don't miss your chains. What are you doing, bro? There we go. Have to use my flash to catch up on that one, but it's okay. We still get the kill. Can't really complain too much about that. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything to bot lane here. I'm just going to sneak into the bush and maybe we'll be able to do something. I think this is a little bit risky, but it's somewhat possible. But now the mini wave's in a shit spot, so we'll just recall instead. I'm going to hide in this bush here. There we go. And we'll recall here. So not a bad start to the game. Whenever you're playing these kind of off-meta junglers, you do need to get a good start, because good starts are pretty instrumental for how it then sets up the rest of your game. If you're not a meta jungler, you tend to struggle a little bit with clearing the jungle. God damn it. Of course, as soon as I recall, they start bloody fighting. If you're not a meta jungler, you tend to struggle with the clearing. We've already established that on Talon. And of course, therefore, any extra golden experience that you can get is really, really good. So you'll see this game we're going for the Hunter's Potion here. I think Hunter's Potion is a good solid option on Talon because, again, weak clearing helps you on that front. You can get this on anyone that you feel like, you know, either you use a lot of mana when you're clearing or you get a little bit low when you're clearing, whatever. It's only 250 gold, and for the benefits that it gives you, I think it's certainly worth it, honestly. So, for example, even on like Graves, Rainover rushes Hunter's Potion on Graves, and Rainover's like one of the best Graves, obviously. He's a pro player, so, you know, he rushes Hunter's Potion. On Kha'Zix, I tend to do it every now and then, and on Gragas last season when I was spamming Gragas, I would do it. On Hecarim, I would do it as well. So it's certainly not a bad option whenever you feel like you just need a little bit more of like a shove in that, you know, a little bit of a boost to your jungle clearing prowess. So Doing a bit of clears here, so I have reached level 4. Don't want to fall too far behind here, but I'm going to run over to this area because this is where we saw a Moo quite recently. So if he's going to make a play, he would probably be around here. So we're just going to try and see if he's on his chickens, spot him out. Use the ward here just for a bit of vision. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything to Swain. I would like to do something to Swain here, but I don't know if he's going to position in such a way that lets us do something to him. I mean, you can't really force ganks on Talon because you don't have any hard CC for yourself. So you've got to get your laner to kind of set it up for you. Let's do it. Okay. She's AFK or what? She's pretty AFK. Gonna question mark ping that one. We'll get the Scuttle Crab. It should be okay here. Just a little bit of gold. I'm not wasting my time entirely. I've got Hunter's Potion stack still, so it's not a big deal. If I also kill the Scuttle Crab, this gives me a stack, so it's even more regen for me. There we go. I don't know if I want to force something bot lane though. I kind of do, not going to lie, but I don't know if it's possible. I'm probably looking a bit too hard to gank here. Like, if I were to get ganks off in these situations, I feel like they would be, I don't want to say lucky, but I feel like it would be, it's unreliable. It's an unreliable situation to capitalize on, I feel like. So I don't necessarily feel like it's a good idea for me to kind of play around those plays, because if it happens, great, but I mean, it's not something I don't think it's reliable for me to do. So we're going to go over to our blue flow and take this away and see what's up. So the biggest question mark about Talon jungle, I feel like, is your skill order. I have tried Q max. I've tried like a hybrid Q and W, and I think that Q/W is probably the best. You put 3 points in Q and then max W, because lane Talons do max their W. So W would, you know, from that perspective, from that logic, you would argue that W max seems to be, or like W seems to be your best skill, or the best DPS skill, at least on Talon. So definitely, probably, you know, something you might want to look into to get putting points into. But for jungle Talon, your Q is what's best for clearing the jungle. It has a lower cooldown, you can spam it a bit more, and I think it's a bit better from that perspective. So, you know, kind of. Ooh, this guy's level 6. I really don't want to do something too hard here. Good flash. Nice. Let's just run up here. I might actually be able to pop him, you know. Never mind. That's all good. Alright. See if I die to these wolves here. Hopefully not, but you never know. Wolves are pretty scary. Oh shit. You know what? I'm out of here. Peace, boys. I'm out. Peace. Alright, that's good. Keep your eyes on the minimap, boys. You never know what plays you can make, even though I wasn't objectively strong enough to take a play there. If you look at the map and you see what's going down, you can... What the bloody hell is that particle? If you can see what's going on, then you can obviously still go for plays, even if it looks like it's not necessarily something that you should be going for or could be going for. So that's all good. Like I say, if you're not a particularly meta jungler, not like a great strong jungler, just from the jungling perspective, then you need to get gold somehow, and the best way to do that is with kills and ganks. So good start here. Honestly, I think I've had a pretty bad start here. I fell really far behind, looking too hard for ganks. I was still level 4 and stuff when my blue buff respawned, which isn't great. I mean, I just hit level 6 from killing a Mumu. So this Mumu obviously has farmed better than me this game, but a Mumu is more of a meta jungler than Talon is. But I do want to see if I can do something topside here, because I've got a feeling a Mumu might show up here. If he had his ultimate, I would say he would definitely show up here. But I'm just thinking, you know, if you look at the position of this Jax on Turtle, there he is. What the fuck? Why didn't that jump? God damn it. I actually could die here. You know what? I'm gonna... Oh my goodness. That was spicy. I played that absolutely terribly. That was spicy. Holy moly. Good shit, boys. Good shit. Whew. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about what happened there and how I managed to make that play. So basically, I tried to Q over the wall, maybe E over the wall, sorry, maybe do something to the Riven, but she already died. So that was kind of, then became a really awkward play. And then I tried to Q onto a minion to get like the gap closer, because you jump like you jump to people that are far away from you with, well, far away from you, not like that range. You see the inner circle and the outer circle. If you jump to something from the outer circle, you jump to it. But then if you Q something on the inner circle, like see this inner circle, you just do extra damage. So it's like a pretty versatile spell for your gap closer and like decent like nuke damage. So what I tried to jump to a minion, like use it as a gap closer to get in on the play, but then, you know, but then apparently I targeted someone that was too close to me, and I just, oh shit, he's in trouble, boys. He's in trouble, boys. I actually don't have my ult either. I'm dead. That was okay. Yeah, all calculated for the LeBlanc. Okay. All right, that's fine. We get him. That's fine. Yeah, alright, that's fine. I probably could have reacted to that, honestly. I feel like I kind of saw a Moo, but maybe I think maybe actually I only saw him when I E'd over the wall. So maybe that was, it's whatever, like, it's whatever, really. All's well that ends well, as they say. Who cares, man? Alright, so Swain is pushing mid, might want to hold that, but at the same time, this is an Infernal Dragon, which is definitely something we want to play around and try and secure if we can. Especially if I am playing Talon, who is a heavy damage jungler, so I'm going to be building a lot of damage this game, therefore the Infernal will be giving me a lot of benefits. If this, nice, that's it, he should be donezo here, I might be able to get in on him. Here we are, let's see, just Q onto him. Red smite him, pop your W, pop your ulti. Gotta respect his damage here. The pathing is not being nice to me here, is it? So I'm gonna have to use my flash. Whatever, maxing W next. I think I played that, I don't know if I played that a bit poorly, but maybe I just went a little bit too ham on him. I also kind of wasted my ulti a little bit because he flashed out the second part of the damage, which wasn't great, but that's fine. We do want to get dragons soon, so I'm just going to kill the Scuttle Crab, get a bit of healing out of it, which also gives me the Hunter's Potion stack. There we go, so that's kind of useful. We should definitely do this at some point, but I don't have my smite, which makes it a little bit hard. We shouldn't do this yet, though. Not yet. We'll do it soon, but not yet. We need LeBlanc here. I need my smite, and maybe even need my ultimate. We don't have a tank for it, so we'd have to rely on like Zyra plants or just burn it down really fast. Not that we need a tank for it, but if it turns into a fight, then we need a tank for it, because then it's like I'm going to be put on like 20% health before the fight even starts. Do you want this, mate? He's DC'd. You know what? No, it's my blue buff. Right, at least top lane is doing well. That's nice. Good shit. So we'll take this, and then I might just recall and see. I can afford my lethality, and I'm kind of low with only one Hunter's Potion stack. Ooh, although if that's a Moo top lane, maybe we should look to do this dragon. If a Moo shows top and Riven's dead, that's 2 people taken off the map who could contest this dragon. I swear I'm meant to be invisible in this shit. What was that? Why can he see me? I don't understand how he saw me there. When he becomes invisible. I don't understand. Did I just... Is it because I hit someone or something? Was that what it was? I swear I'm meant to be invisible and bait that. Fuck, that was so bad. Oh well. My bad. I'm misunderstanding the invisibility on this guy, I think. Or not. Like, this is not the first time this has happened as well, playing this guy. So I'm obviously definitely misunderstanding something here. Which is pretty bad. Because I thought I would just be able to, like, jump in on him, bait a little bit. You know how it is. Ooh, that could be... Ooh, I don't know. Nice. We should... I want to go for this Infernal. This is another good time for us to do Infernal, though, I think. People are so low here. I'm pretty sure I can solo it, at least. I'll get kind of low. I'll take a lot of damage from it, but I'm pretty sure I can solo it. I've got no ulti here, so this becomes a bit of a tricky play. Holy shit, my damage is huge. That Thunderlords proc. Alright, now we should go for this. We don't need to go for that ward, because like they can't see anything anyway. So all that we do by going for that ward there is we just like confirm that we're in the area. They can't see if we're in the area, but then when their ward dies, they know, oh shit, they're here. But that's good shit. Alright. What do you want to do next? I don't know whether I want to try and maybe go for this Jhin actually. Let's test my damage out here, boys, shall we? Whenever you're playing like a new champion or something you're not too comfortable on, you have to test your limits by going aggressive. If you don't go aggressive, you never know what plays you can and can't make because you never understand your limitations. So for me, I think it's important that I go for, well, in this situation, Jhin, and just see how much damage I have. Assuming this guy's going to come up here. I can't quite get him. Oh shit, Blitz is there as well, actually. That's awkward. Okay, he's probably going to hold the minion wave after. But still, I need to be patient here. Yeah, we can't, like, there's not really much else for me to do here, honestly. Like, it's not like I can get Swain or something, so don't face it. You know what? This guy panicked so hard there, holy moly. He panicked big time. Something about Blitzcrank's animation when he's pressed W and he moves faster, and therefore his run animation includes like his arms swinging around. Something about that, like the increase, like, oh my goodness, plus the panic flash. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. There's 2 top. Maybe we can get mid lane here. Although against Swain, that's probably pretty hard. He's actually not doing too bad. Riven is struggling, we'll put it that way. Jax is a really good solo queue top laner, I think for this reason, is that he can really force plays. He really exploits weak, well not weak, but like, okay. He really exploits kind of people who aren't top lane mains. Just do the old Jhin ulti dance here. I think what maybe in the better option for that Jhin there is just to go for the minions on that tower, because then he would have shoved us away. We should have shoved us off of the tower, which may have been his best option there. Hello, Zara, you're gonna get grabbed there if you're not careful, love. Don't want to use my E to just like casually go over walls here, because I never know when I'm gonna need it to escape. I'll take the Grump here and then. There we go, good shit. Probably shouldn't have done that, because this thing has a huge cooldown. My E has a massive cooldown on terrain. So now I can't jump over this for almost like 3 minutes. It's pretty disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to go Moby Boots here. It may be a bit late for the Moby Boots, honestly, not going to lie. But I still think it's not a bad choice to go. Moby Boots, mid lane Talons even get Moby Boots like more often than not. So it's certainly not a bad choice on Talon in general. It's just like, you know, I kind of want to rush the Yumus as well. So I'm not sure whether or not this is that optimal, but it's not. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. It's fine. Like I say, I think it might be a bit late on into the game because, you know, lane phase is kind of over, so my role as the jungler isn't necessarily to run around the map as much, but I still will be doing it a fair amount, most likely. Group with 4? Well, what do you want us to do, mate? We can't really group as 4. We've got 1 in base. This guy doesn't... This is one of the things that you do see, though, of split pushers who aren't high reload, is because they don't... Like this is the thing, is right, is that what Jax is saying here, it makes, like, strategical sense, obviously, like, to an extent, from the perspective that, you know, if they send multiple people top lane, then you just group up and you punish the fact that they've sent loads of people top, right? You use the numbers advantage. But the thing is, you have to think about the context of the game when you're looking at something like that. And specifically here, the context of this game, if you have like, if you're pushing and drawing attention top lane, that's fine. And you know, yeah, okay, let's get the team to group up, all that stuff, right? But what if your team isn't grouped up? Then you're just creating pressure for no reason. And then when you get ganked, it's like, you know, what did the enemy team sacrifice to kill you? Nothing. Oh, okay. That's a bit racist. Let's go ahead and review this guy. So it's just kind of pointless, honestly. That's a pretty good initiation here. I'm not going to lie. But he's really squishy, so I might be able to just pop him. Nice. Bit of a greedy ult for me there. I tried to get both the Mumu and Jhin there, but it's fine. I don't... Ooh, no, thank you. I mean, this guy's AP, excuse me, AP Mumu. He has a lot of damage, but if you're going to go in 1v5, you're probably going to die. But imagine if he was grouped up with his team there. He landed that ultimate, had huge damage on that ulti, and then his Riven came in and just like mopped up or something. You know, that would be huge, but it's not to be. Not to be if you're playing AP Mumu and you're not got your team in that situation. Nice. Good rotation. Monte Cristo would be proud. I think I don't think we can do much else here, so we should probably just go for the... Maybe just go for the jungle and then look to just like recall or something like that. But this dragon is spawning soon, which we will want to maybe go for. It's just... we got to focus on being healthy for it, and the fact that it's not up just yet. It's going to be a while till it is up, means we don't necessarily have any reason to go for it just yet. So let's go ahead and take do we want to get Yumus? Yeah, we'll go Yumus and then Edge of Night next. So Yumus is really solid on Talon as an item. I think Edge of Night is a better lethality item, just a better item overall than Yumus is. It's really powerful. But I think you should always get Yumus first, because it's that on Talon especially, it's really solid, because in your ultimate you pop Yumus and then you can catch up with people really easily, because that is Talon's problem, is that he doesn't really have any gap closer. So he has his Q, but it's nothing special, honestly. So it's like you still got to be moderately close to someone to jump on them with your Q, and your Yumus really help with that, especially if you've got Moby Boots as well, so that if you're actually in combat you run really slowly. So yeah, I think Yumus is really good. However, this is a point in the game here where we're starting to think, okay, what do we want to do as far as like the next stage? And Baron is usually like the obvious answer, but you also don't want to throw at Baron, so you need to set up a situation where getting the Baron is actually a good idea. And for us, I feel like if we stick Jax bot lane and then we all group top, that would probably be the best, because if they send more people down bot for Jax, then it means that we can just rush the Baron. And it also means that Jax can maybe TP into the Baron fight if they go for it. But either way, with the Jax, split pushing is probably our best bet. Even with Talon, split pushing is good. So we don't necessarily... like, it's kind of hard to force these plays, and this is where solo queue team comps kind of start to fail you a little bit, because we don't really have anything to play around, I guess, in a sense, from the perspective that... like, it's really hard for us to siege, basically. But Jax is drawing a lot of attention to himself. Nothing's really happening. Excuse me, nothing's really happening to him, so that's cool. And then we can maybe pressure a tower here. I kind of want to go for the Jhin, but I see something happening bot instead. Let's do that. Good shit. This is what happens when you have pressure in all three lanes. Something's bound to crack. We'll get that. And then we'll run out of Jin's ult here and just go for the inhib. I'm actually taking a lot of damage to these bloody minions. They can just leave me alone, that would be great. Oh shit, I tried to E over this. Oh my goodness, that was too close. I didn't get my ult off fast enough there, I don't think. But we got his heal, so that's cool. E over here. Go for the mid tower. Jhin was recalled, so he won't be able to defend this just yet, but he'll be here soon. No ultimate from Jhin either, so not too much threat, even though we're kind of low. Just walk behind minions so that we don't get grabbed by Blitzekranku. And now I'm going to play this one really passively, because there's a Riven here as well. Let my ranged teammates mop that one up. And then we'll go for the red buff. I actually don't want to E over that when I can just Blast Cone instead. I may as well give this to Caitlyn. Like, she's not exactly weak or anything like that. I've got a feeling Jhin might come for this. AD carries tend to get kind of greedy, so... especially when it comes to, like, you know, red buff and shit. So he might come up here and go for that. Fuck. Ah, you got me. Ah. We'll recall now instead. All right. Hopefully I don't die here. That would be kind of embarrassing. No. Thank you. And we're going into the Edge of Night. Here we go. All right. Take so red. This Jax is so angry. I mean, he's got a point, but I think he's like a bit too frustrated. Maybe he has like, maybe his Smurf was like on tilt or something, you know, from like a high elo, but he's, you know, honestly, his split pushing is really only working because he's like got himself so far ahead in the lane phase, but I do feel like he's He's not really paying attention to when is a good time to split push. He's just constantly applying pressure, which is not necessarily that bad by concept. Like, obviously, pressure is... You can't really go wrong with pressure. I'm so low from this shit. Fucking Talon jungle bullshit game. You know, you can't necessarily go too wrong with the amount of pressure this guy is generating. I don't want to sound like I'm just going to complain about what he's doing this game. He's not... Like, I'm glad he's on my team, but... Just some insight, I guess, as to if you find yourself in this perspective as the Jax, if you're watching this video thinking, oh my goodness, I know exactly what Jax is feeling, man. This happens all the time to me as well. I apply so much pressure top, my team doesn't group. Well, just take a look at the minimap. Is it a good time to apply pressure? Is your team in spawn and all over the place? Then probably not a good time to apply pressure. Anyway, I'm not going to go for that ward because it's only got like 10 seconds left, so it's going to die anyway soon. Just going to group up with my team. Don't need to do anything here. Baron minions will kind of win the game for us. Worst thing that would happen here is to throw by going too aggressive. So especially as Talon, it's not really my role to kill these towers and stuff. It's mostly my team's job to do that. I'm just going to stand around just in case my team, you know, gets in trouble or a fight breaks out or whatever. But because I mean the enemy team has to go for a fight here or they're just going to lose the game. So. Good shit. There it is. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, boys and girls. If you did, of course, you can do that cheeky thumbs up. You can subscribe to me for more LEGO Legends content. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and catch streaming, twitch.tv/Foxdrop. All those links are down below in el descripcione. But most importantly, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.